What's up, everybody? It's your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T and Swifty. Happy Father's Day. So I got a story to tell. The year was 1985. I'm about 10 years old, 19 years old. I go from Atlanta to Gary, Indiana, my birth town, to live with my pops. Every year that season, Pop sits us down, me and my brother, which is me, my younger brother, who's 8 years younger than me, and my pops sits us down, goes in the kitchen, cooks us these great soul food Sunday dinners, and we sit down every Sunday. And then on a Monday night, a disappointing Monday night, we sit down with those dinners and our trays in front of us, and we watch the Chicago Bears. Every game. We didn't miss it. We were there like clockwork. We didn't miss a game. We even made the disappointing Monday night game loss to the Dolphins that year when we suffered the one loss that season. But every game, 1985. And since then, I have been a die-hard Chicago Bears fan. I tell that story to say and give a huge shout out to my pops, Big Pill, El Papino, Willie Sr., my dad. Today, I honor you today on Father's Day, man. I wouldn't be the man I am without you, man. I'm grateful to have you. All the lessons you taught me, the tough lessons and the easy ones. Probably the most important thing my dad taught me was, listen, son, you better be smart. You better be super smart. Or you better work hard. So what I decided to do was take up a career where I work smarter, man. So shout out to you, man. Welcome to the show, everybody. I got a good one for you today. Y'all know what's going on today, man. Part 3 of Coach T's Playbook. Of course, we're going to have my man Swifty join us a little bit later. Shout out to Swifty. Me and Swifty been working all morning behind the scene, man, to get some stuff figured out. But I'm not going to delay this any longer. Y'all know what's next. Let me find it so we can... Where'd it go? Are we queuing the maestro today? Man, I'm telling you, bro, it's been a crazy morning. But cue the intro maestro. Let's go. Contra.
Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence. On the road to them Benjis, I fill my teeth with diamonds. I'm high as fuck in the sky, you would've thought I'm pilot. I'm from Chicago, it get ugly, fill the streets with violence. Life like chess, move to pieces, you know I roll in silence.
Past, present, future. We bear down.
And we're back, man. It's your boy Coach T with Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T and Swifty. Swifty's going to join us a little bit later on our Father's Day edition of Chicago Bears 360, man. Do me a favor as y'all come in the comments section. Run those likes up because y'all know what we got to do. We got to get that algorithm bussing, right? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you're watching on a playback, subscribe to the channel, man. There's about 50, 60% of y'all that watch the videos that don't subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you know when we're live so you can participate in what's going on in the comments. I see Chicago real out there, man, with the W story. Yes, man. I had to tell that story, man, because it's important how I got here, right? I could have jumped teams. I've traveled the world with my military travels. Could have jumped teams. Matter of fact, the years I was in Japan for 6 years, they didn't even show the Chicago Bears on TV. I had to watch the dang on Tampa Bay Bucks for 6 years. When I got back to the States, of course, my team went to the Super Bowl. 2006, I got back. My team went back to the Super Bowl the following year, my first year back in the States. Imagine that. So This thing right here, man, it means more to me than just sports, bro. It means family. And that's what we have here in the comments. Speaking of family, I'm going to do a great segue into our family here on Chicago Bears 360, man. Y'all know what's next. I got to give a shout out to all the field soldiers. Shout out to my field soldiers. It's everybody that's subscribed to the channel. If you want to be a part of Field Soldiers, it's easy. It's not a super exclusive club. All you got to do is one simple thing, bro. You got to hit that subscribe button. And if you want something on top of that, hit the notification bell. And you're going to get a notification of when we're going live and when I drop videos. But also, if you comment in the comments, hit that like button. You want to be a part of Field Soldiers, man, go out there and hit the subscribe button, man, so you can be a part of what we got going, bro. Listen, I'm prejudiced. This is the hottest Chicago Bears show on YouTube. I said show, live show on YouTube. This hottest Chicago Bears live show on YouTube. Argue with whoever. I'm not arguing with you, right? And if I argue with you, I might break that down in X's and O's because that's what we do here on Chicago Bears 360, man. So let me catch y'all up in some news real fast, bro. The Bears have signed a couple or signed a guy and released a guy. Some names out here, of course. Most recently, Jeremiah Tatu, bro. We sent packing. And we signed Mike Pennell. Signed some defensive line help. Getting some decent defensive line help up front, right? I posed a question to you guys this week on my Coach T's question of the week, Coach T's question of the day. I didn't figure out if I'm going to do it daily, if I'm going to do it weekly. Let's go with a week right now, and then I'll probably add a daily question of the day if it comes up. My question of the week, man, was which position group are you guys the most concerned about heading into summer camp and fall camp? Right? Which positions group, right? My position group or position groups are the offense and the defensive line, man. Just too many questions right now. Until the pass go on, I know we've been going back and forth from Bears Twitter and YouTube and in the comments about the offensive line. Me and Swifty had even a great and healthy debate last week about the offensive line. I saw Swifty's point of view on it, right? I see where he's going with that. Yeah, I not so much the, you know what I'm saying, we don't play football no more that way. Not that tape. But I saw his point of view of if the guys can play the best five, right? That part of it I took to heart. Play the best five, of course. All I'm saying is let us get to camp. Let's get the pass, which Swifty is saying too. Let's get the pass. Let's see what we got, man. And then also this week, bro, and I try not to go there. I try not to go to Facebook, Bears Facebook often because as somebody put it in on Bears Twitter and they messaged me, Bears Facebook is, bless y'all heart, man. I'm just going to say it like that. Now, if we got somebody out here joining us on Bears Facebook because we are live streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. If y'all on Facebook, go follow me out there too. I need some followers on Facebook, bro. I'm suffering. I'm only like 50-something followers on Facebook, but I'm grateful for the ones I got. But if you're following me on Bears Facebook, man, shout us out. Let us see you in the comments. Wave your hand. Y'all be tripping out there, bro. I don't know what y'all be on there. Somebody said that's the Unk crowd. That's the OGs, the super OGs out on Facebook. And, you know, they up there in age, and that's why they be tripping a little bit. But anyway, yes, man. Offensive and defensive line, top concerns with this group, especially with Robert Quinn not reporting to camp. Now, am I overly concerned about Robert Quinn not reporting to camp right now? No, because he's longer in the tooth. The man needs to rest his body, and he needs to do what he needs to do for himself individually to get his body ready to go for the season. And that might not mean putting a bunch of miles and running around the field on his body, running around field with these young bulls, these young bucks. I'm going to come back to your question. I meant to just mark it right there. But running around with these young bucks and putting extra miles on his body. Just get ready for the season. right? Just get ready for the season and be ready to come in and have an impact on this team, Robert. Also, I like the fact that we've signed Mike Peniel to give us some bodies to throw at that defensive line. Now, this is something real familiar with a 4-3 defense and the Tampa 2 4-3 defense. One thing that I loved about the New York Giants teams that used to smoke Tom Brady when he was at New England, the ones that beat him in the Super Bowl, were that defense was a 4-3 defense, not necessarily a Tampa 2, specifically, but it was definitely a 4-3 defense. And I always said the reason why those teams won those games versus Tom Brady is because they had plenty of bodies on the defensive line to throw at Tom Brady to keep that pass rush fresh. I appreciate that, man. Swift shouting out my son, G Don't Crash, on YouTube. Coach, my son did the intro song. I had to read that out. But yeah, man. Shout out to my man G. He has some hot music, summer music coming out. Matter of fact, he has a video he's going to drop in a few weeks. Hopefully in a few weeks, sometime this summer. A really good video, a really nice song that I think that's going to take off. This is the one. This is one. This is one of those ones. So tap into my boy G Don't Crash. If you're a Chicago native and y'all like hip hop, tell your kids to tap into G Don't Crash on YouTube, man. Independent artist. But anyway, yeah, offensive defensive line. That's it, man. I think Peniel is a savvy veteran. He's moved around a lot. He's going to help that rotation. I think he's going to play in a one technique. We'll get Swifty to chime in on specifically what we think going to happen with Peniel individually. But I think his bill speaks of one technique. One technique. Y'all like to call him nose tackle. Let's make one technique more popular than three technique. I think people throw three technique out just to sound cool. But yeah, man, I'm in a good mood. It's Father's Day. And so I'm going to switch up the kind of sequence of the show today because I need to address something. I need to go there for a minute. I've been contemplating on this all week because it happened early in the week, and I had time to calm down, but I still feel like I need to address this before we get into this playbook stuff. And then, of course, I'm going to give Swift his opportunity to address it, too, when he comes in. But, yeah, man, let's get into it, man. And I don't have any music to go along with the intro, but y'all know what it is. I'm switching it up. Let's do the Drunk Uncles of the Week award, man. And I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna go out to my. I'm going to my. What's this? I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go to my YouTube, and I'm gonna play this clip, man. And I'm just gonna let the clip speak first, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say on the back end of the clip, man. So y'all know what I'm gonna get to. Let me play this clip, and I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and it's gonna be one of those situations. Now, y'all know that I've advertised my channel as a family-friendly channel. So before I get into this Drunk Uncles of the Week, I'm gonna forewarn anybody that's listening to the show that may have their kids around them because it is Father's Day. I know our kids are close. I'm gonna try to keep calm when I do this Drunk Uncle of the Week, right? Y'all know who's on the screen. Y'all know I used to coach at the high school that Byron went to. I coached my first year was Byron's last year at Tampa Robinson High School. So, and I wasn't going to say anything, but this little situation right here is near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to play the clip, and I'm going to address the situation on the show, and I'm going to let it be done and over with, right?
What happened down in Florida when you were arrested, and what are your thoughts looking back on that situation now?
I had talked to Coach, talked to Poles, and before it hit the media and everything squared away in-house, so, you know.
What are your thoughts on the situation, though?
No thoughts on it.
When you join a new team and a fan base that doesn't know you, or is getting to know you, and then they see your name in a headline for that reason, that's obviously not the greatest first impression in the world, right?
No, sir.
What do you want people to know about
I'm just a hard worker, man. I love the game. You know, things happen.
The report said there was a child in the car. Was the child your child or someone else's?
Yeah, whatever you read in the media is all good. Whatever they say.
A lot is made of the chemistry between a wide receiver and a quarterback. How are things coming along with you and Justin building rapport?
Oh, it's growing. You know, we both still learning a new offense and just being able to adapt and keep stacking great days. You know, so that's the plus thing about being able to come to OTAs and not opt out.
I'm gonna pause this right here, right? So they asked the questions, but watch this. I'm gonna let this continue to play, but they asked the questions, right? They went way too, I think, went too far when asking about the kid, right? You know what I'm saying? There's certain cultural rules, the certain rules that we have culturally that you just don't do. Certain things you don't do, bro. You don't mess with wives. You don't mess with the wives. You don't mess with the kids, right? So I don't know if that's an education lesson for some, but I'm gonna say it on my show because it's my platform. There's certain cultural rules, bro. You don't bring up moms, right? Your wives and kids in the community, bro, in the culture. And that's so violation number one. I saw the look on Byron's face, and I felt like he handled it perfectly. But okay, you've asked the question. Byron handled it great, but watch this. They keep going.
Just to be able to get that chemistry with the offense and with the quarterback and playing with the guys and get them.
Back to asking football question now. The professional beat writers asking football questions.
From your perspective, what are the things that need to happen for you guys to get ready for week 1?
You know, just alignment assignment, and being able to execute at a high level and play fast and have fun with it,
Mooney said yesterday that when he was sizing up the receiver room, he said a lot of the guys in the room can do similar
football
or the same
questions.
Things. What's the benefit of having guys who can have similar skill sets at that position?
Being able to move guys anywhere in a position, not getting defense the key in on one particular guy to run a certain route or certain being able to block or so it's bringing value to the team. You don't know what you're getting when we come to play.
What's the lasting impression you had playing with Patrick?
It was great playing with Patrick. Being able to learn it and be able to have fun while playing the game and know if I'm going to get the ball or not. Because we knew what was going on before it even happened, before the snap. And like anywhere else, just go out there to have fun with it, Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And he always installed that to guys, like guys coming off the practice squad or new guys coming in. Like, you go out and have fun. So that was a big thing about Patrick.
Is a chance for you with the Bears to get more opportunities?
Everybody else is asking football questions.
Yes, sir. I came here
it was Hodge and it was another name.
At a high level.
I felt like it was two different voices.
To win.
The other guy was the older gentleman. By the way, Hodge is the one that got choked out by
blocking, kick return,
Olin Cruz, right?
Whatever they need me
Yeah,
at.
I think so.
I'm just trying to win.
As an undrafted free agent, what did it mean to sign a free agent contract at the number you signed it as?
Still contract questions. Football question, contract questions.
I carry the chip on my shoulder every day, sir. And nothing don't change. I still act like I'm that same undrafted free agent coming out of Kansas State in 2018.
Talked about having this sort of have fun attitude that you got while you were playing with Pat Mahomes. Now you're coming to a franchise that
I hate that.
struggle passing.
I hate that Howard wasn't in the building that day. Heard Howard wasn't in the building that day.
Setting some pretty high standards within the wide receiver room.
One thing about it, I always keep a smile on my face wherever I go. So keeping that positive energy, and coming here, we ain't worried about the past. We trying to go forward. We trying to go up. We not looking back what happened in the past. And as a unit,
so keep in mind how long it's been since they asked about the personal issue, right? So still asking football questions. It is 5 minutes later.
Man, Luke,
they've moved on.
Guy. He's a funny guy.
Byron is handling the questions great.
Installing the plays.
See, I was going to have a short clip of just the first part,
keeping the guys in
But
tune and what
I noticed at the end
material you're trying to give out to us.
What's strange about his knowledge of your position, having worked with receivers?
they still asking more, and I'm gonna address Don's comment here in the section. I got you, bro.
Can you say that one more time?
What strikes about his knowledge of the receiver position and his previous experience of being able to marry that up with what the quarterback needs and doing those types of things?
Basically being on the quarterback time. Know you can't take too much time on your releases.
This is all stuff the fans want to hear.
And
we want to hear the details about what's going on the field.
Being in the spot with the quarterback.
What's going to help the Chicago Bears win?
At least statistically for you, last season was a step forward. So you come in here, there's an opportunity to catch balls. What are your expectations? What are you hoping to do to take the next step individually, and that would, would be helping the offense as a whole?
Me personally, I ain't come here to be for individual goals and try to be the top in the game. I'm coming here to win and play, have a great time with these guys, and execute at a high level.
What are your early thoughts on Justin Fields?
Oh man, Justin, great. He was able to move in and out of the pocket, extend plays, and
by the way,
he got a nice tight spiral.
Byron pointed out that Luke Getsy's out there teaching the wide receivers the details.
Even at 28, he thinks
He's teaching them the details to make them great.
Climbing. What is it about?
Kind of what he did with Devontae, right? So he's not just working with the quarterbacks. He's working with the different position groups, which is a great sign.
I always never try to stay at one level. I keep trying to keep going forward. I don't never try to be at the same level I was yesterday, and I just keep going, man. I don't try to be the same player, the same dude. I try to learn something every day. Every day I come into work, I'm trying to learn something. Either learning a new teammate, learning how to get in and out of breaks, being on my instep like Luke Getsy gave us some teachable, some coaching points today. It's something I learned today, being more on your instep.
After the incident in Florida, do you feel you have to redeem yourself in the eyes of the organization?
6 minutes later, we back on the incident. Who is that? Somebody let me know who that is. Is that Hodge? Because it sounded like the older guy.
No matter the weather, cold, hot, I'm going to be smiling, working.
Yeah, and it seemed like he wanted to walk off and tell y'all that, you know what I'm saying, kisses, you know what, at the end. But, hey, man, listen, we back. Let me pause this. Shout out to Byron for handling that like a pro. I agree with what Jeff Adams said. Byron handled it like a pro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try and keep it PG-13, man, because I promise y'all there's gonna be a family show, and I wasn't gonna comment on it because, you know what I'm saying, there's a relationship there with the young man, and it goes like this, man. You don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what somebody's been through, right? And before you go out and judge the situation, I wasn't gonna comment on it because I felt like everybody was gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, Coach C's homing for the home team and all this, that, and the other. But, you know what I'm saying, I thought Swifty did a great job on bringing it to light on Twitter, and it sparked something in me when he said it because I felt like, okay, you know what I'm saying, no, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think it was Hodge, right? That's when it came out and we was going at Hodge a little bit. So if it wasn't Hodge, my apologies to Hodge, man. Didn't mean to come at you like that on Twitter, but I was kind of concerned that it wasn't Hodge. But either way, here it is. Here we are, right? And I think the same person, kind of, asked some questions early on about a different situation that I felt like crossed the line. Either way, these are the drunk uncles, bro. Y'all not asking football-related questions. And I don't give a... It don't have to be football-related, but there's a boundary. This is how people get their ass beat in the streets, right? Don't ask a question on that podium that you would ask if you walked up on a person and you were walking up to them, you know what I'm saying, on the street, right? You weren't asking them, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't ask a person about their wife and about their kids on the streets. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? When I lived in Chicago, when it snowed, I did donuts. I would take my kids and do donuts in the snow, whatever. Who gives a damn? It was 4 weeks ago, and it's not relevant to what's going on in the situation that's going on in camp. It has no relevance. It has no relevance to the situation and where we are right now. It was just piling on. And it also came off as a little bit of privilege, if you will, because it's like, I'm down here and I'm going to school you. He don't need you to school him. He's not going to listen to you anyway. You don't have permission to speak into somebody's life or correct somebody that doesn't give you. That's a violation, right? Any grown man that you call yourself correcting and you don't have a real relationship with him, you wrong. Now, I could pick up the phone, right? I could pick up the phone and I'd be like, hey, son, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, keep your nose clean. That ain't, or one of his fellow coaches or one of his mentors in his life. That's just man 101, bro. And I feel like some of y'all be violating and y'all be violated and y'all get violated because y'all don't know the rules. And it boils down to some of y'all don't know the cultural rules. It's certain things you can't do in our community that don't fly, right? It don't fly. Certain things you don't do. That's how some of y'all end up at the games. When we at the games and you see somebody going in your mouth, right? That's how it happened. That's how it happened. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm cool on this channel. I keep it PG-13, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I work out almost every day. And guess what? I always got that thing on me. So anybody feel like they ever want to run up on me at a game or whatever, I stay with it. I'm putting that warning out right now because I be at games. I be at games all the time. And if you ever feel like you want to run up on me or pull up, then do it. It's certain things you don't do, culture. It's just not cool. And that was one of them. So y'all get the drunk uncles of the week. I'm gonna get off the soapbox on that because I feel myself getting pissed off. Who cares? What happened since then? So two months almost gone by. Anybody heard about any charges? Anybody heard about anybody doing jail time? Anybody heard about anything ever happened? Anything ever happened, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. It's certain people, bro. I try to do this media thing, bro, but I'm telling y'all be wanting to pull all umpteen years of military Marine Corps service out of me, bro. Y'all just don't do certain things, bro. This is how you get this is how you get choked the hell out. You know what I'm saying? You go to games and listen, people be going to football games, trying to have a good time, blah, blah, blah. And then people start disrespecting, you start violating, you start saying the wrong things, bro. And culturally, it's certain things you don't. It's like me going to an Oakland Raiders game, and you know what I'm saying, or me going to a game in LA, and I'm not recognizing, you know what I'm saying, where I'm at. Situational awareness. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know you gotta know who you talking to in Chicago. Right? That's just how it is, bro. It ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I see I got my little snug t-shirt on today, bro, trying to show off, you know what I'm saying? It's like that over here, you know what I'm saying? I got these one-hitter quitters over here. Anyway, let me get off of that. BCP said, I need Coach T when I was young. I'd probably be in the Pro Bowl by now. Shit, I'd probably be, sorry. If I would have worked harder, I'd probably be in the Pro Bowl by now. Anyway, man, y'all the drunk uncles of the week. If it was Hodge, it's on you, bro. You the drunk uncle. Weirder, you a drunk uncle. Y'all go ahead and run them up in the comments. All the drunk uncle on Bears Media, run them up in the comments. Weirder, more appropriate name. Cap, appropriate name. Weirderer and Cap, appropriately named. You can't get more weirder. Hodge got choked out by Olin Kreutz, probably deserved it. Like, bro, y'all be standing behind them keyboards thinking y'all safe. When somebody pull up on y'all at a dang on game or wait on you coming out of the press box, not giving anybody any ideas, you know what I'm saying? We're not proponents of violence and stuff like that, but sometimes you got to get with people and let them know what it is, bro. That's what it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we supposed to be talking about football. Listen, man. Anyway, back to the comments. Shout out to the Chicago Bears. fathers out there, the Papa Bears. Shout out to, may he rest in peace, Papa Bear Hallis, right? We wouldn't be here without George S. Hallis talking about this great franchise, man. Listen, man, it's a thankless job. Let's go ahead and say it out there. Yes, man. Hey, bro, I'm all about that. I'm still a Marine at heart, bro. And let me just tell you, every once in a while, I have Marine moments. I really do. Ask my wife. She'll testify to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's very dangerous the way I ride around, and the things I carry when I drive around. It's not fun. It's not fun experience for her because she know I'll go there in a heartbeat. Anyway, shout out to Papa Bear Hallis, man. Listen, it's a hard job being a father, bro. It's a hard job building a vision, growing a vision from nothing. I would say, if you think fathering is easy, you ain't trying to build nothing new. You ain't trying hard enough. You're not trying to grow nothing. You're just riding a wave. Right? It's just so I appreciate y'all guys, man. Listen, I want to do something. I got an announcement before I get into this playbook. Right? So I've been working on monetization of this channel all week, bro. Going back and forth with YouTube and AdSense. Almost got to the point where I was finna get ready to give up, man. And finally we got a breakthrough. Finally heard from YouTube, man. So they're working on the monetization of the channel. So I won't have to shut the channel down. Shout out to Jeff Adams, man, in the comments. I know that name from somewhere, but I can't place it right now. Right? So shout out to everybody. Man, listen, man, Coach T is all about love and peace, bro. But I promise you, bro, everybody has a place they go, has a place where, you know what I'm saying, you can get these hands. And Don Burr is working on it. Anyway, so yeah, we've been working on the monetization of the channel, man, and it's about to happen hopefully this week. And I'm grateful for that. This is the reason why that's important, bro, because yeah, I want to get paid for the time and the work I do on the channel. But I also want to have a way of upgrading the channel, the equipment, even though I feel like I do a good job with what I have. Shout out to Switcher, great platform. Hey man, if you're ever thinking about doing a YouTube channel for any, it doesn't have to be Bears related, reach out to me, man. I'll help you get going. But shout out to Switcher, great platform. This is how we manage all this cool stuff and all the graphics behind the scene. But I want to be able to upgrade the equipment. And also, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to give back to you guys, subscribers and watchers of the videos of the channels. So I want to be able to recycle some of those funds and to be able to have drawings where, guess what we do? We get you guys some tickets to some games, man. So I want to be able to do that about twice a season, 2 to 3 times a season, where we offer that as an incentive for guys subscribing to the channel. Of course, I would go back and grandfather our field soldiers that's already been a part of the channel to help y'all be a part of that. But I want to get you guys to some games. If you haven't been to a game, let me know in the comments, man. How many of you guys have been to games, man? I try to go to at least 2 a year. It's an amazing experience. And this would be like a weekend like this would be a great weekend to have a drawing, man, to give back to all those fathers out there, man, and make so many sacrifices, some recognized and some unrecognized, man, to be able to, give you guys something to look forward to during the season. Now, they're going to be nosebleed seats, kind of. I might do some kind of not so nosebleed seats. I'm just messing with you. But I want to be able to give back to you guys. So do me a favor. That's coming up. If we get this monetization done, I'm going to try to take care of at least 2 this year, 2 this season. And then if possible, we'll do 3. I got you, CBP. We got to get you to a game, man. Amazing experience, especially at Soldier Field. And then also, if you get a chance to go on the road, man, it's nothing like going to a Bears road game. We always fill up at least half of the seats, half of the stadium when we go so. So we got to get some of you guys to Bears games so you can fully enjoy that experience, man. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for your support, man. I appreciate it. I even appreciate my haters, bro, because if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing nothing, bro. So that's that moment. All right, let's get into this, bro. Y'all know what time it is. Still waiting on my boy Swifty to join, but hopefully he'll get here in a second. Sorry about that. It's Coach T's Playbook. Coach T's Playbook. All right, give me a second. Let's gin this thing up. We're going to get Swifty here in a second. And we're going to get it busted, man. So, what am I missing? Oh. All right, let's go. Let's close this down. Let's get the playbook pulled up. Let's do a quick review. How y'all liking the playbook series, man? I feel like I'm doing a decent job. I'm hard on myself, but I'm gonna try and speedy this thing up. But the most important thing to me is that you guys are getting it. A lot of Bears fans in North ATL. Yes, a lot of Bears fans in South ATL too. By the way, we have a Harold's here. We got two Harold's here. Harold's North and Marietta. There was a lot of Bears fans assembled up at Harold's in North Marietta in Atlanta, and a lot of Bears fans assembled at the Harold's in Edgewood as well. But also, Coach T's the unofficial mayor of the Atlanta Takeover. The Atlanta Takeover. All right, bet. Find me. All right, anyway. Let's keep it positive. All right, let's get to it. All right. After distractions. All right, let's go. All right, man. So we in here. We have a couple concepts we've already talked about. We talked about the power concepts. Let's go back to how we're building this thing, bro. Let's talk about how we're building this thing. Let's talk about what we feel like we're going to see in the form of a run game. We're going to start talking about a little bit of the pass game this week, bro. So we talked about some of the counter concepts. I feel like, or I believe, there's going to be a mixture of LaFleur, McVay, Shanahan Jr., right? And some Joe Moorhead concepts in this run game. We have two good backs, right? I feel like Montgomery, Demo, can run. I feel like we can use him heavy when we start heading towards the red zone to break tackles, when we're wearing defenses down, late in drives. As we get close to the red zone, you need to run the ball in the red zone too to be effective. And then also from outside the 20, maybe 30, he can use the other back, right? We can use the other back, Khalil Herbert, right? If we want to break a long run and get into the red zone, and then we use Demo once we get to the red zone, right? All right. So that's that. Now, specific concepts we think we're going to use, and we start talking about the power concepts. I drew this example of the play right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. I got myself confused a little bit because I got two different remotes right here. So we got 30-something power, 30-ish power, 35 power, right? So we did 21 personnel. We call it prime, 21 personnel, two running backs, one tight end, formation, pro left eye, X flea. That's the short motion. Fly. X flea is the short motion. Flea is the short motion. Fly is the long motion, right? X fly orbit, 35 power. This is just giving the defense eye candy, and then we ran this play. X fly orbit, 35 power. Boom. Y'all like that? I didn't know that was going to animate like that. I didn't know it was going to animate the whole orbit motion. Who else is doing this? Let's run that again. Z fly, flee, orbit. All right. So we have the play that comes off of that, right? Where we actually hand the orbit guy the ball on a reverse, right? And then also we're going to get into some play action off of this, right? Same thing with 37 zone and toss, right? We got the Z orbit motion, and then we're going to go either toss or we're going to go zone, right? I feel like Luke is going to he could use zone or he could use power, but either way, either one would work. Zone or power, either one would work. I like power concept. Kyle Shanahan uses power concept, but he also uses zone concepts. So what happens is you either run this power play or you run the zone, outside zone or toss, where you're going to bend it outside, bang it inside. What did we call that last week? We called it bend, bang, or there's another B. Break it. Break, bend, break, bang, bend. Break it outside, bang it inside, follow the fullback, or bend it back, cut it back, right? So that's the setup play. That's the initial play. That's the foundation. That's the identity. So then you come back off of that play, and that's when you run your counter, right? Your counter is you going opposite of the strength of the formation. So if we run this play, the defense responds by bringing this safety down in the box. They go from two safety high to one safety high and bring a player down in the box to stop you from gutting them, right? Well, how do you respond to that? You respond to that by going to the next play. All right. You going to the next play. Y'all easy in them comments, bro? Because I'm off of it now, bro. I done moved on. You respond by going to the counter play. You respond by going to the counter play. So this is still the strong side of the formation. Over here to the left, pro left eye, pro left. You got your fullback and your tight end to the left. Safety comes down in the box. Now I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to line up in the same formation, and I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to give them some eye candy. I'll go Z flee, orbit, and then I'm going to go counter, right? That's a very simple way to do it. Now, we can have a number of counter plays, right? Let's copy and paste this. So let's come up with another counter play. This is a guard and fullback counter. The guard fullback counter, we showed that right here. I know y'all want to see some past concepts. We're going to get there. Be patient with me. I'm building on this. But let's go with a different counter play, all right? Let's put the X on his position. Let's put the Z out. I can't remember who's off and on right now, but we'll figure that out. If y'all want to see something, let me know. I'll do one request from the audience. Hopefully it's a run play. But if it's a pass play or a play action play, I think if it's a play action play or something that builds off of these concepts, I will draft it up. Comment section request, right? Now, if I'm doing my own playbook, if I were doing my own playbook, I would be doing it a lot different than this, because I would stick to one formation. I would build out all the plays related to that formation and build them on one and each other all the way down the sheet until I ran out of possibilities, and then I would start with the next formation. So we're just kind of doing that right now. We're just in the pro left eye formation, but I'll show you some other formations maybe later, right? So right here, so the first combination we showed up here is a guard fullback counter. There is a play where the guard fills the tackle spot and the tackle pulls. So we're going to have wrong one. Tackle fills right there. Boom. The fullback fills the tackle spot, and you actually block down. You block all these guys down. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's block all these down, and we're gonna do we're gonna pull a guard and a tackle on this play. I think y'all get the point. Everybody's blocking down, even the center. We're gonna get him to double here. He's gonna double and then block back. All right. Boom. So everybody's washing down, opposite of the strength side of the play. That's the goal, right? And then this is going to be the guard tackle. GT counter. GT counter. First guy is going to attack the first guy he sees. That'll be the guard on the outside backer. And then we're going to get the tackle. We'll get the tackle moving and going upfield. All right. Now, what's the back motion? Let's get the back jab stepping. Let's give him on the arrow right here. We're going to get the back jab stepping this way. Jab stepping. And we're going to get him up in the hole. Oh, man. I drew that thing ugly. Let me fix this, guys. Sorry. Who did we miss? Who did I mess up? I messed up the guard. Messed up the guard. Boom. We're going to get him on that guy. All right. All right. Now, quarterback motion is important as well. How do we want the quarterback? How do we want the quarterback to open up? Quarterback always opens up. You always want your quarterback to open up opposite of the direction of the play, right? So if we're running right, we're actually going right. Have him open up this way, and then hand the ball off right here. Boom. All right. Now, that's your guard tackle or GT counter. Basic GT counter play right there. Let me emphasize this guy right here. Let me make him a little bit bolder. Line thickness, medium. All right, boom. See that? Running back gets the ball. So jab step here, comes back. Now, let's see if y'all are paying attention. Hey, y'all good in the comments, bro? Because if we not good in the comments, you know what I'm saying, we can move on. We good, Don. We good, Swift. Let's just move on. All right, guys. So, if y'all paying attention last week, what did we say a staple of Kyle Shanahan was, right? Do we want to just line up and run this play, or do we want to give it some eye candy so we know what's going on, so we give the safeties and linebackers something to look at? We always want to give them something to look at, right? Some wrinkle. And what did we say our wrinkles were? Our wrinkles are always some orbit motion. Let's go back to this and copy it and bring it over. Our wrinkles are always orbits, flees, flies, right? So let's do it this way. Instead of doing the orbit this time, let's do a fly, right? So let's make sure we got the right number in the backfield. Let's put our X on. Let's put the guys on and guys off that we need on and off, right? We got our Z off. We got our quarterbacks off in the backfield, fullbacks off. That's our 4 guys, right? Let's do a fly motion and run this play. Now, the fly, remember the flee is the short motion. The fly is the long motion. So we're going to go fly. Let's go fly. Dang it. Fly motion. He'd probably be a little bit deeper than that. So let's erase this. A little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to drawing these. Let's bring them off a little bit. Details, right? All right. Let's go with a fly motion. Fly is all the way across the formation. So Z fly, boom. And what this allows you to do is, again, you can bring this guy in motion, and in case of play action plays, now you have a twin setup. So if he goes in motion across the formation, you snap the ball, you got play action. You can go, one of the play actions off of these concepts is a Yankee motion. I'm going to show y'all that. And then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's escaping me, but it'll come to me, right? So y'all like this? We haven't counted a guard tackle. This is a guard tackle counter. Oh, no. Crap. Okay. We got this. I'm staying waiting to see if Swift comes in. All right. 34 guard tackle. Guard. We got guard tackle counter. Now, here's the thing, bro. It's up to you what language you use, right? I saw some footage of somebody the other day that gave me a great idea. One of the things they had to add to the play is they tell people where to line up, field the boundary. So they'll go field. They'll go, somebody yell out prime personnel, 21 personnel, right? They'll go, in case of trips or bunches, trips left, trips right, they'll go trips field. That tells them to line up to the field side or the boundary. They'll say bound, trips bound, or bunches bound. Tells them where to line up, right? We'll get into that when we get to some of the gun formations with multiple wide receivers. I just thought that was cool when I saw it this week. It was a different language configuration than I'm used to hearing, right? I never added field and bound to my my concepts, right? So y'all see what the counter concepts are. I did a guard fullback counter. I do a guard tackle counter. All right, so let's talk about some of the other let's talk about some of the other plays we might see coming out of here. Hey, I got a pin toss, right? You like to see these guys run pin toss to the weak side. So this is a weak side toss. Before I showed you guys a strong side toss to the tight end side. This is a weak side toss. Because remember, when you show a tight end and a fullback, the defense is going to call out Ray, or Rain, or Roy, something that starts with an R, and they're going to shift the defense. They're going to shift the defense to the strength. Everybody's going to move over to their proper gap, right? Now, it's going to give you more bodies over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 to defend versus 3, 1, 2, 3 to the weak side. So this is a case where you would want to go to the weak side and run back to the weak side. Now, another concept off of this that we can build off of this is a, let me see, is a, shoot, I didn't mean to copy all that. I just want to copy the players. I see somebody talking about audible out. By the way, somebody mentioned this last week and gave me a shout out for the whole cadence call thing with Justin in my previous video. That's a real thing. Last year, Justin would like to go on one a lot. Something I picked up on film. You go on the first count a lot, and that would hurt. I think that hurt him in his inability to pick up blitzes, right? If you always going on one, you're giving the defense the ability to tee off on you. 1, defensive line can get a jump. 2, so can blitzers, right? So blitzers know you going on 1. They can just take off on 1. They can anticipate the first sound and get a jump on you, right, and come. But if you go on the second and third sound, then you give a hard count on the first cadence, and then that'll reveal where your blitzes will come from because they're going to jump, right? They're going to flinch. And flinching would allow you, flinching allows you to say, oh, yeah, the mic or the wheel is coming. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like that? The mic and the wheel is coming. And you know who's coming on the blitz, right? So I like that Luke. They pointed out that Luke Getsy is having Justin change up his snap count. I think that's going to help him a lot. I think that's a benefit of having Luke Getsy come from somebody from Green Bay and having worked with somebody like Aaron Rodgers that uses his snap count well, right? Now, somebody mentioned audibles in the comments with the Skinner. I think that inside outside zone is a easy audible to throw in your playbook, right? You don't have to give a long play call. You can throw that in the offense early on. Now you won't be able to stay with that. You're gonna have to build upon that. So early on in the season, you can have a pass play call and say you come up to the line of scrimmage. Let's run through this scenario real fast. Since y'all talking about audibles, let's get into that, and then I'll draft up this wham play, this wham concept, and then we're gonna start doing a little bit of play action. Hopefully we can get into it. All right, so say you come up to the line of scrimmage, right? And we have rules in through the week. This is when you start putting your playbook together. And if you got a smart quarterback, go ahead and throw your rules in and say, hey, on this week, against this particular defense, if you come up and you see too high safety, you don't see either safety cheating down into the box. They're not flinching. They're not they're not coming in between. They're not walking up or back. They're just standing flat-footed. They're stationary. You come up and you see cloud coverage, right? Cloud coverage, cover 4, usually is going to have your corners off a little bit. What they're trying to formulate or what they're trying to build is quarters coverage or some kind of cloud. Is basically they're trying to put an umbrella over the coverage, right? They're trying to do something like this, basically trying to get these guys covering over the top like that, right? And they're going to have quarters coverage. They're going to be broken down in the field 1, 2. They're going to break the field into quarters. 2, 3. It's 3 lines make a quarter. Boom. All right. You see something like that, Justin? All right, we're going to have an audible in. There's no need for me try to throw in against this, right? If I don't have to. Because these guys are going to be out here. They're going to probably have hook the curl with this backer, hook the curl to that backer. One of these outside backers is going to be coming, right? So instead of us trying to do something stupid, right, and us taking a chance, like let's just play the math game. What's the math game? All right, you go up here. You seeing corners playing off, right? Then you know you got a 7-man box with all this power in the middle of the field, right? So I'm a check, right? Put in a simple check, right? Simple check to go straight to outside or inside zone, and let's run against this 7-man box. Why throw against it? Especially if we got a pass play called on, say, a 3rd and 3. You got a pass play call on the 3rd and 3. You're trying to pick up the first down. You see a 7-man box. Let's check something simple to an outside, inside zone. That's a simple check. That's the way I like to use inside, outside zone, right? So I just want to add that in there since y'all were talking about audibles, right? A simple audible for Justin is a inside, outside zone. I liked it. I would like them to see them use audible this way. Now, I talked about power concepts. I talked about the counter concepts. I talked about toss and outside zone. What else could we see? I believe we're going to see some wham situations. I saw it a lot in the Indianapolis tape when they used the stud running back they got down there. And all wham is having this tight end right here come in and smack the nose. You're picking on the nose. Picking on the nose with this concept, right? So however it blocks. It's going to be somewhat of a splitting of the line. And then you just have to be creative on how you block this. It's primarily going to be base block. So tackle on tackle. Guard on backer. Oh, delete that. Now, if y'all want to see something again, let me know. I'm rambling because I said I was going to do these concepts this week. And then the tricky part right here is the center. The center has to swim move this guy or something and whiff the nose tackle and get to the next level because that tight end is coming down to wham the nose, right? Then you're going to have your fullback replace the tight end. Fullback replaces the tight end, which is good motion right here, right? This is good motion because everybody's going to see that fullback. A lot of people are taught the key on the fullback. So if those backers see that fullback going out to the backer, they're going to begin to step this direction anyway, right? Which is great for all of these guys. It's going to have his backer secure his contain, how does backer step this way, how does backer step that, make them easier to block. Now, running back motion is important right here. Running back motion is important right here. What are we going to have our running back do? I'm going to have my running back step in outside, boom. That's probably a little bit too wide. I'm going to have him step outside like he's running a toss or something. This is a build off of the toss. So have him step outside like he's running toss, right? Or you could even turn and pitch this, right? You could turn and pitch this or have him step as if he's running toss. And then once he gets it, he cuts back inside. Let me move this in a little bit. That's more like it. I like this play, right? And we base block everything else. This is 30, 1, 2, 3, 30. Let's wham him in the 2 hole. 1, 3, 3 hole. Let's call this 31. Let's call this 31. 33. Let's call it 33. Let's wham him in the 2 hole. Come on, bro. Dang it. All right, let's delete it. Let's redraw it. How y'all like this play? I like this play right here. We're gonna jam him. We're gonna jab step him out like he's going out, and then I'm gonna send him right through. I'm gonna send him right off the guard's butt. Let's call it 31 wham. Yeah, I don't care. 31 wham off the guard's butt. Format. Line thickness, medium. All right, let's run that. All right, we're gonna base block everything else, right? I like this play. I think I saw, what's his name in Indianapolis? What's the running back that won the rushing title this year, I believe? If I'm not mistaken, I saw him run this play. The Indianapolis coach run this play, and it was pretty effective. They maybe didn't run it exactly this way, but they ran it something like that. All right. My God, he got the little blue background in there, everything.
Coach, I was gonna wait till you finish this till I come on if you want.
Nah, bro, they already hear you.
I was just waiting. I've been ready. I just been waiting for you to finish this part
I
up. I didn't
always
want to
wait for
interrupt
you to
you.
come on screen.
Well, I like watching this. I like watching this, man. I like watching you break down the
Swifty
playbook.
over, man, listen, guys. Swifty over here spectating them while I'm waiting on him to come on. Let me redo this. Sorry, guys. I'm screwing up right here, right now. 1, 2, 3, boom. What's up, Swift? Holla at your boy.
What up, everybody? What up? Good to see you. Good to see you
Hey,
guys.
Swift,
I
you
was
changed the
interacting with them in the
background or
chat.
something?
No, I just got my lights. Like, I streamed on Twitch for a couple of years, so I actually have like professional lighting and stuff. I don't normally set it up. I figured I'd do an orange and a blue light, especially since I got the Justin Fields canvas up here now. So
You fancy, huh? Shout out to
I had to.
Swift, man. Yeah, I was just throwing up this. So we're gonna call this 33, 31, 33 Ram. Right? So remember, but we also remember, keeping in mind, we're not just gonna line up and run this, right? So the plays go into the middle of the field. What kind of eye candy you guys think you want to see us throw in here? Remember, the wrinkles are orbit, flee, fly.
Yes.
We're gonna throw a wrinkle in here. Now this will be a great one for orbit too. right? Now, one of the things you can run off of this, if you want to orbit it, is we would never do this. This is just Coach T smoking that good stuff. Just came to mind. One thing you could do, let's go X flea orbit. How about the terminology? Is the terminology making sense? X flea, short motion, and we're going to go with an orbit. I like the eye candy, bro. You're always going to get eye candy with a Luke Getsy. I mean, not Luke Getsy, Kyle Shanahan play every time. Almost guaranteed. So I wouldn't run the, well, you probably could. You could run the fly on this, but you have to always be mindful of quarterback turning, fullback blocking, just things getting too messy up the middle and people running into each other. You don't want to see that happen. So let's drop an orbit motion on it. So I could run the actual wham where the tight end actually comes in and smacks the nose tackle. It's kind of like a trap, but it's not a trap. It is a trap, but it's a tight end trap. Have the running back fake like he's getting a toss, or he's going outside zone. So this is a nice play off of this play. Y'all see how these build off of each other? So watch this. We got this play right here where it's the toss or outside zone, but wham, it's almost the same motion. You got your running back like he's going to run outside zone, but the tight end pulls back in, smacks the nose tackle, ear holds him. Fullback goes out like he's going to run outside zone, but the back breaks back inside. Like an inside. It kind of looks like inside zone, but you have your tight end pulling. I like that play. I thought we saw it in Indy. It was a good one. So that's a wham. I talked about adding a wham play so you guys can see what wham is. 33. Let's call this 33 because it's third back, three back, 1, 2, 3. Going through the one. The holes on the left are 1, 3, 5, 7, right? On the right are 2, 4, 6, 8. So the third back going through, let's call it the one hole. Let's call this X fly orbit, X flea orbit, 30, 31 wham. Keeping this in my playbook in case I get another job. By the way, guys, y'all didn't know this. Y'all didn't know this. I was up for another high school job in the area up until like a week ago. Got the call. Of course, didn't get it.
Oh, you didn't even tell me that, Coach. I still thought you might be leaving.
No, I didn't. So they hired somebody real quick.
Okay.
The head coach had quit, and then they hired somebody real quick from that was currently on the staff, which I don't blame them because the kids already know that person. They probably already start install on offense and defense. So I wasn't totally disappointed because I was thinking about the kids. So imagine you got a brand new head coach, and I'm definitely going to install my offense if I come in. So those kids they would have been going crazy. They'd have been like, hell no. And it'd probably been rough on me and rough on them too. Selfishly, I wanted it, but not to happen. All right.
I feel you.
So what we want to see, Swift? We ready to get into some play action?
Whatever you want to do, man. Ooh, I know
All right,
some
let's
good
do
play
it.
actions. Okay.
Let's do it. Let's go play action off of now. I'm gonna run this concept play action off of this concept, but understand that these can apply to anything. I'll do one day because I keep forgetting the name of the other one, but I'll do one a day.
I
And
should have
then
brought some plays with me. I'll have some ready next week.
yeah, do that. All right. So I said even right here, you can run X fleet orbit. You can run 35 fake 35 power X reverse, not reverser. I added an R on the end. Can't spell. X reverse. You can run the reverse off the X orbit, or you can go play action, right? So let's draw up the play action off of this play right here. Let's copy. Let me move this. How did I do, Swift? I thought I didn't do. I thought I was pretty tame on the Byron
On
take.
Hogue.
Yeah, I tried to do. I tried to keep it
I
sane.
thought you were gonna fight Don Burr for a minute. I thought you were trying to call him out. That's not what I meant, by the way, when I said Don, do you ever come down to Chicago? I was just asking if he ever comes down for games. I wasn't like, Don, you trying to come down to Chicago and fight? Like, that's not my style, man.
Man, I'm not finna. I'm not finna
I'd
fight.
buy Don a beer if I saw him at Soldier Field, but
I ain't finna fight over no
you
football
you know
takes.
by that time the Lions will be like
Now you put you
2-10, so
now you come up you come up to me with intent to fight, then I'm gonna give you what you want. But I'm not ever gonna start nothing. I'm just too grown for that. I got too many people depending on me for grown man shit.
Nomad comes in the chat. What's your running back route tree looking like for this formation? Speaking of running back route tree,
Running back route tree.
wait till Treston Ebner's here, man. I love this kid.
Oh, okay, running
Woo.
back. Let's get this play action. Great question, by the way. Um, Great question. I think I can work that into this play action concept I'm gonna show you. Right. So this is the concept off of power, but we're gonna throw play action, and I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but let's just draw it up, and we can figure out how to name it later. Um, Again, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these, you know how in all, as long as football has been in existence, how players are always talking about, you know, I'm just learning the terminology, because a lot of coaches they build their own terminology. They adopt some terminology from other coaches, so some of it's similar, but it's like starting your own language, and a lot of it is unique to the team you're with. So a lot of times, if your mascot is bear, you'll have bear this or bear that, or you'll have cave. You know, you come up with terminology to make it simple for the players, right? I remember asking somebody for a term that brought to mind. I remember asking some kids, um, or it might have been on the show, asking them terminologies that made them think of 21, and they said savage, and I'm like, okay, let's go with it. So
21.
right. That personnel group is going to be called Savage, right? 21 Savage. Whatever helps you remember, um, whatever helps you remember Savage, then fine. All right, let's get into this, guys. Play action off of this. It's going to be simple. But what I want to do is let's remove the orbit motion and just run straight play action off of power. This is a simple concept. That I know almost for a fact you're gonna see, Swifty. So when y'all see this, y'all come back to the comments of the next show and shout me out, right? I almost guarantee you're gonna see this, Swifty. Everybody has seen this play action concept off of play action. Play action. I can't even talk. Everybody's seen this play action concept. So I'm gonna bring this guy in a little bit, because he needs to eat up some people, right? Matter of fact, let's do it like this, Swift. Coach T, you doing too much. Go ahead and say it. I know it. I heard you. All right. I'm too excited. All right, let's go X. Let's go X. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Let's go X flee. We're gonna motion this guy in a short motion. X flee. And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go with a 9 route. Dang it, wrong line. We can change the line here in a minute. Let's see if I can change this line. Nope. Sorry, Swift. Hate to disappoint you, bud. Swift, I promise you. Did you see this in the book?
Yeah,
I
I've
think you
seen this
saw this.
play.
This is
Where's my
Yankee.
book?
You saw Yankee?
Yeah, I saw Yankee.
Oh, yep, this is it.
They
All right.
used it last year.
Yeah. Yankee is
I'm
a
trying.
very popular one on play action. So Yankee concept. Let's do it. Yankee concept. So in pass game, you have concepts and you have numbers. I use numbers, and I start with numbers, and I move to concepts. Concepts is harder. Concepts is where you just yell out a title, and the wide receivers have to know what position is doing what, right? So, say for instance, on a Yankee concept, the Z's going to run a nine route, which is a post, a go, fly route. I hate that terminology. Fly route, a go, and your X is going to run, or vice versa. They can run they just going to run a drag, like a deep drag across the field. Y'all seen this before? Boom. Right? Now, somebody asked about running back motions. You want them to run everything the same. Remember, everything looks the same, but has a subtle nuance to make it different. So your running back motion is going to be the same, but you want to get them into. I'm trying to figure out which arrow to use. So he's still going to take his jab step. Still going to take his jab step right. But say I would put my running back and probably in here and have him do some kind of just sit down, like little. Once he gets through the hole, sit down as a check. But your main check off this play action actually is going to be your fullback, because this is what I would do with him. I would do my fullback. I have my fullback instead of making that block. Just have your fullback go out to the flat, because remember all this stuff is clearing, right? So fullback to the flat. This 9 route is going to do what? Somebody talk to me. Swift. This 9 route is
Cat
going
was
to do what?
distracting me.
No. It's on the screen. So this 9 route is going to do what? Especially if he bends it through here. If he takes this 9 route instead of going straight here and go and runs directly at the safeties, this 9 route is going to suck the safeties back. He's just a clear out route. He's clearing out and coming underneath. He's getting on top of the backers, because the backers are going to do what? On the snap of the ball, the backers are going to think, hey, y'all run play action, y'all run power or outside zone down my throat and beat me to death, right? So the linebackers are going to suck up into the line of scrimmage, and you have this guy right here dragging back behind the line of backers off play action. This guy's going to run the safeties off. The safety's got to be, what's the safety rule? Deep as the deepest man, right? So the safeties are going to get back with him. They got to respond to the 9 route. This guy's back, and usually the only guy that can make a play is the other safety opposite of the 9 route. But if he's dragging through here, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be late. I think we hit this play to Darnell Mooney a few times last year.
I think that's the one we hit him on, the one where it was one of the most impressive throws of the season. The one where Fields gets hit as he's throwing it, like he gets clobbered, and it's just his arm. He's like getting hit, and it's just his arm, and he beams it 25, 30 yards downfield right to Mooney on the sideline for a first down.
Chicago's really right. You said safety's going to be preoccupied. Especially, you're right, Chicago, really. Especially, like I said, especially if they're coached to say, dang it. Especially if they're coached to tell tell the Z to run at these guys, like run right at them. I don't know how to. Let me delete it. How about that?
Let me get rid of it.
Yeah, run. Hey, if you really want to suck them up, run right at them. Run right between them. You're just occupying these guys. You won't. If I got 2 guys worried about one guy, I won. Now just even the numbers battle. How does guy drag back across? That's a Yankee concept. So we go flee orbit, or take the flee orbit out, fake 35, fake 35 power Yankee. Let's call it Yankee, fake 35 Yankee, right? So you got a deep drag. Linebackers get sucked up off the play action. If they're in man coverage, a linebacker's going to have to run with your fullback. Mind you, remember, we got a stud fullback now that can catch and take it to the house. We got a stud fullback, got enough speed now that can catch the ball and take it to the house.
Blasting game, baby. Blasting game. He can also lay the wood. He's a great blocker. I think that's obviously gonna be the best thing he brings.
How y'all like that play?
I like that play. I think Pringle will be good at running it if he's out there as our 2.
Yeah. Definitely going over the middle. That way if he get hit, he can take and absorb the hit.
I
So
think
y'all see
Velas. I
how
think Velas can run that too. I think I saw him run a route similar to that in one of the highlights Chicago Bears showed off, but it was I think it was a 3 receiver set, and he was coming from the slot, so it
this is
wasn't the
what
exact
this is one
play.
of the things I feel like Nagy didn't do a good job of. Y'all see how this builds on? You're not just looking down and calling the play. I'm gonna run this power or I'm gonna run the outside zone and set this up, right? And when they start running, right? My first, remember I talk, you know how I talk about all the time Swifty having answers as an offensive coordinator. So I run power, I run toss, right? I'm killing them, I'm smoking them. I force them to bring a safety down in the box, right? Because I'm killing them with this play. I have options. I have a library. I can now go counter, or I can say, look, screw it. Let's just go ahead and hit them with. Let's go ahead and hit them with the play action. But it's up to you as a coordinator, right? How soon and how early you want to reveal what card, right? Do you want to reveal that card early and say, oh, let me go ahead and go to the play action now and get a big play? Or do you say, all right, you know what? I need a possession game. I need to slow down the clock. Remember, incomplete passes do what? Stop the clock.
Stop the clock.
So
That's one thing Nagy wasn't good at, though. He couldn't set up plays. Like, we didn't have an identity, and he never was able to set up plays. It's one of the things any good coach does, and that's one of the things I like listening when you talk about it, is how you build off of concepts and how you add to. You have to have a bread and butter,
that's what
and
I'm saying.
that's what having an identity does. You have something that the defense has to stop, and then
Right.
you build off of that. You do play actions, you do bootlegs, you do rollouts,
Right.
you can do read options. There's so many things you can do off it, and
You made a
Nagy
good
wouldn't
point.
do
I
that.
didn't
He
even
just
think
tried to
about it.
outsmart people.
Because I got this motion, the quarterback motion is just a straight drop back. Fake the
hmm
play action,
That's
get
that's one where you can roll out. Yeah, you can
he
bootleg
can
that
boot
out to
off
the
of
right
this.
side. Yeah,
He can boot off of this.
and you can also have the tight
Woo!
end
I
that's
forgot
on
something,
the
Smith.
the well, the guy that's on the right side here, or the tight end. Where you got the tight end on the left here.
Yeah, I
So
forgot
you could
that.
have him chip it first and then roll to the right too.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
it.
just like that. Yep.
Levels.
That play right there. Yep. I
So we
love
got
that play.
levels, and then we got a quarterback with the boot action. So we're gonna come. We're gonna go plain. So yeah, our quarterback runs
You
his
can
fake.
even another one there. If you got like Ebner or something in the backfield, after the play action, he can block and then run a delayed wheel route up the left side as well. There's just a lot of things you can do off this, and you can keep the tight end in to block and then run the wheel route instead.
Yeah, you give him rules, right? So here it is. He runs his normal fake. Now he has levels. Now he has a now Justin has a high to low read. This is Justin. Let's copy him. Now he has a high to low read right here. You're gonna have shoot. Let's undo that. He has a high low read right here. So if he boots, he has a tight end right here. He has here again with no safety help. Cornerback's gonna beat him Bell. Cover two, he's gonna stay. So cover two, they'll still be here. Cover two zone, right? They'll still be in this spot. So cover two, I'll say, okay, forget the tight end. Let's go to the, you know what I'm saying? Read high to low is what I'm getting at. Another one is you can run mesh concept off here. I can show you mesh. We'll do mesh next week, right? We can do a mesh next week or something like a mesh. No, mesh won't work with this. I need, let me see. You could do something like a pseudo mesh off of this. But I like this play. I really like it now. I forgot about the tight end, Swift. Thanks for reminding me. Right? So we got a tight end. We got tight end with the shallow drag. We got the X with the deep drag. Runs them off 9 route with the Z. right? We run it like it's power or outside zone. So remember, guys, this is a response. This is a play off of power or outside zone. So if we're running outside zone, still same thing. Go out here like you run an outside zone, boot off of it. Now that's when I would really do a deep boot off of outside zone. But off of power, I would come with a straight drop back, right? Because
Yeah, the
now he
funniest part is I think I saw this play twice last year at least, and the problem with it was though there was no setup. Like we weren't
yeah,
running it to set it up.
I agree.
He would just throw in a random bootleg, and I remember Fields had one of them where he threw it. It almost looked like he was throwing to Komet, but he chose the second level and it went past Komet, and A-Rob had a catch on the sideline.
So let's talk about that. You make a great point. That's the difference between a play caller and an offensive coordinator. And this is why I'm always concerned about head coaches that get a job. They call it the halo effect, right? So you're effective at a coordinator at another team, and then we hire you as head coach, and you realize all of a sudden I got all these other responsibilities, right? Besides calling plays. So you got all these other responsibilities, and you got a family, you got kids, and all this other stuff. So when do you sit down and write down the details? I'll give McVay credit for that, but not a little bit, because, be honest with you, I feel like, this is just my personal opinion, I feel like even though he won a Super Bowl, I feel like McVay's creativity has fallen off a little bit. That's just my opinion. Because I feel like I see a lot of the same plays from him. Like, he's just calling. I haven't seen where he added stuff, right? That's just me, though. But where, as a coordinator, and now you're the head coach, where do you sit down and be like, okay, like Nagy did this a lot. He just lined up and ran a play. Where's the pre-snap motion to reveal the coverage? Even this flea or this fly is going to do what? I got this
Show you if
motion.
it's man or zone.
Yeah, the flea or fly is going to tell you whether it's man or zone. I haven't even mentioned that, right? So we doing this short motion. If he goes flea, maybe not. But if he goes fly, for sure. Fly motion across the formation. If he goes fly all the way across the formation, right? Pass a trail. So if they pass him off, if he trails, normally cornerback's gonna stay to his side. But if you'll see him pass him off, like they'll point and then linebacker come
That
over
ain't
to
me.
him. He pass or trail, then man coverage, right? If they just let him run and nobody goes with him, they're in
That's
zone.
zone.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because you open up a can of worms right there, Swift. Good job. Don't get me too hyped, Swift. So say we go
It's
fly
Father's
motion.
Day. You can get as hyped as you want today, baby.
Yeah. Right? So say we go fly motion all the way across the formation. If nobody goes with him, that's zone. This is what Nagy didn't do. Help Justin out. Throw some pre-snap fly motions in, right? So if I'm reading, I got too high. So process of elimination. Too high, you're in cover 2 or cover 4. You can be in a combo coverage like 6 or 5, but more than likely not. Okay. 2 or 4. You're either in cloud, 4 cloud, or 2. If I send them across the formation and they pass them off, meaning the cornerback says to the outside, one of these backers, hey, you got him, and they line up on him, it's cover 2 man. If he doesn't, right, if they don't respect this motion, nobody responds to it, and he runs across the formation, 2 high safety, cover 2 zone, I'm Justin, already know where to go with the ball. Right? Nagy did none of this, man. I hate to have a Nagy Cook session right now, but this is just, it's crazy to me. Like, but I understand it, right? You're the new head coach of a NFL football team, and you got appearances, you got press conferences. When do you have time to sit down and build the Go into the details, right? All right, guys, that's enough for this week. Because my wife upstairs cooking for me, being Father's Day. Yeah, I did a show on Father's Day because this is something that fathers enjoy, right?
This is something the fathers enjoy. There we go.
I think fathers
Oh
enjoy
yeah.
football. Love to talk about football. So, what's your closing remarks, Swift? We did a little bit of nerd football talk.
Look, you
I'm
did the
over the
drunk
Byron
uncle without
situation.
me, so I gotta say something about Hogue. My
Go
main
ahead.
point, it wasn't. I don't know who asked the questions because that's one of the things where most of the time you can't even hear our reporters because of the way they have their mics set up. But it wasn't that that interview was uncomfortable. It made me so uncomfortable. Even watching it again with you today, it's like, man, you see Byron's face and he handled it so professionally. That's one of those ones where some guys might snap and get angry, but it wasn't just the questions. It was I don't usually watch a bunch of Adam Hogue, um, but he was at those mini camps and he does a live stream where he talks about what happens at the mini camps. So I wanted to watch that. And for some reason, he spent like 15 minutes going in on Byron Pringle. And like, to me, I'm just like, man, let it go. Just let it go. But what he said, the biggest part was he said, like, you can't have an incident like this and then not expect to talk about it. And that's where I was like, wait a minute. You haven't said a word about the Olin Kreutz situation,
Great point.
And to me, that's a bigger. That guy got fired. You know what I'm saying? Like Olin Kreutz got fired from his job because of what happened, and you don't want to say a word about it, but you can come at Byron Pringle about talking about something that happened months ago that isn't a big deal. Nobody was hurt. Nobody lost their job.
Nobody
Nothing
lost their
happened.
life.
Nothing would have happened except the ticket if he didn't have a suspended license.
Right.
So to me, it wasn't the smartest thing in the world, no, but it's a dumb mistake. We all make dumb mistakes, and it's something where this guy has moved on, and every other player that was up on the podium, they asked football questions to.
Right.
Everyone's done bad stuff. It's something where you can ask a question or two. I see that, but when they kept pressing it and started talking about, what about the kid in the car? Like, you see Pringle's face, like, man,
Like, leave
what?
it alone, man.
Like, like if it was me, I'd have slapped that guy if I was in. That's why I don't want to be in that room. Because I would have looked at him and been like, Psh, "Hey, Pringle, how you and Justin Fields vibing, man?" Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
just
the other
like,
part is, man, like you guys, come on, man. You gotta be at some point. They open the locker room back up to the media this year. You got to be in the locker room with those guys. Like, how you think that's gonna go over? Like, you know what I'm saying? When it gets into the heat of battle, or wins and losses and the ups and downs of the season, that same guy, you're gonna have to answer him a question in the heated moment after a game. Like, don't put yourself in that position. I get it. Like, some people feel like, you know what I'm saying, they just commodities and you have access to their life because they're professional athletes. But again, from my standpoint, and having dealt with a lot of these guys personally, they're human beings. I know that back, and in this case, I know his backstory. So a lot of them, I just look at all players that way. But then again, I look at human beings that way, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what somebody's going through. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it alone, bro. And then don't bring up the kid, bro. And I give
exactly.
you an out. You did the questions, you addressed it. That was early. 8 minutes later, you go back to that. That's
Yep.
piling
That's
on, bro.
that's where it was like, oh man, it was already so uncomfortable, and
Like
they
you
come
look
back
bad.
to it.
Like,
It's
do you
like,
not have? If he came onto your
it's
show,
also those guys don't fill the room. Like when I commented on it on my channel, I said something, and every comment on my video, people were saying the same thing. Like, yo, I felt uncomfortable, and it's how I felt watching it too. So if you're in that room, the uncomfortability is magnified.
right,
So for one question to be answered and it gets uncomfortable, and then the second question to be asked and it's
right,
uncomfortable, and then the third question about the
right,
kids, it's like, how does that guy not think, yo, it's uncomfortable as hell in here? I'm about to ask a question about a kid and something that doesn't. He didn't answer the first two questions. Why are you going to come at him with a third? But to me, that was just unprofessional by the media. But I didn't. it didn't make me mad. It just made me uncomfortable. The
Swift,
only
this
thing that
might.
got to me was Hogue being a hypocrite, man. Like
Yeah,
I don't have any problems with Hogue
that's
as a
where the
person.
that's where the
I
whole
just want
starts.
him to address that one comment. Like,
No, that's a
yo,
great point. That's a great point because you didn't say anything about your personal incident with Olin. That's why I brought it up. But here's the thing, right? And this might be a stretch, right? But I'll go there anyway, right? We're men. That's another grown man. And my point is this, right? You would not violate another grown man. Out of respect for you, Swift, I won't say, like we say this all the time about, you know what I'm saying, as it pertains to women, right? We had a unspoken code, right, as men, because we know if you say certain things to another man, no matter what his size is, we know as men there's repercussions, right? Like
consequences
there's
and
boundaries, there's
repercussions. Yep.
repercussions, like consequences and repercussions, right? So my whole thing is this: you wouldn't say that to him in passing on the street, or you wouldn't have him. You wouldn't even have him on your own show and say stuff like that. The fact that Adam was unempathetic to that and would say something like that lets me know. It makes me think that maybe Olin might have been justified because if you don't even have a barometer to understand, okay, this person might have just crossed the line. Like if you're not
Yep.
cognizant of lines and crossing lines,
That's the point.
then
You nailed it. Like he doesn't understand. He crossed the line. It's like he did try to downplay it a couple times, like, hey, try not to make a big deal of it here. But then he kept talking about it for like 15 minutes, and the only point, the point that struck me was just how he said that Pringle owed us an answer, and I
nah.
was like, really, like, why? It's
He owes
already
he owes you
there
an
was
answer.
already.
Marshawn Lynch owes you an answer on the whole season where he refused to talk to the media. But, and you make a great point. Here's my point about the whole thing. We can wrap this up, right? So what happens is this is the entitlement. You're there to do a job for the fan base. You're not there on your own accord. So if Byron or any Chicago Bears athlete says, guess what? I'm just happy to be here today. I'm just happy to be here today. If they take the Marshawn Lynch approach, then guess what you're doing? You're robbing the fans of the information that they're looking for. We don't have football for another 3 months. So if a player refused to come out and answer questions transparently, and honesty, you're robbing the fans. And that's why we have channels like Chicago Bears 360 with Coach T and Swifty and the Swifty Sports Network and who else out there? I
eh,
want to give
eh,
y'all a shout out to all y'all. That's why we have Bears DIY Media, because y'all messing up the whole game for everybody. And we get to stand up and do our own channel. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all patience and rocking with us this week. I didn't want to do that, Swift. It was painful a little bit, but I had to defend my boy, bro.
Yeah, I love Byron Pringle. The way he handled it, nothing but professional, man.
Pros
And
pro, man.
you
Pros
said
pro.
it yourself right there, is the media is there to get stuff for the fans, right? So if the fans don't care about what happened, and that's the general response I'm getting. None of the fans cared. None of the fans wanted those questions asked. All the fans were uncomfortable with it. The media's job is to provide information for us fans,
Right.
not try to make themselves look better
Don't
or
troll the
smarter by
players, bro.
answering questions.
Yeah, don't troll the players. Like it came off like it I hate to say this, man, but it came off real entitled.
No, with it, 100%. That's what I
All right,
got from it too. The fact that they had no empathy for Byron Pringle or the situation. It's like, oof,
for sure.
man. Real quick, hey, happy Father's Day to all the other fathers out there. You guys have a great day. I will be dropping my Treston Ebner breakdown today. Don't want to
I'm looking
talk too
forward to
much
that,
about it,
man.
Coach, but I did just want to quick mention it.
Man, shout out to
It's
my
gonna be a
pops.
good
No,
one,
I'm
man.
looking forward to that, Swift. I can't wait to see that because that's what you do, man. I haven't done a lot of research on that guy. But I want to give a last shout out to my pops. He actually was supposed to join the show via audio. But if you out here watching, Pops, happy Father's Day to you, man. I tried to call you, but it was going to voicemail. You probably was on the phone. So happy Father's Day to my pops, man. I realize sometimes I forget he got He got 5 other kids. so maybe he was talking to his 5 other kids. I know I'm the oldest son, man, and get treated like the oldest. Sometimes I forget I ain't his only kid. I'm spoiled, bro. I gotta admit. My pop spoiled me. All right, man. I appreciate you, Swift. All you do for the channel, man. We out of here. Peace.
Bear down, everybody.